Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you guys can see from the title, we have a story time. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It is 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why I decided to film at this time, but I did. So we're gonna get straight into the video because I want to go to bed. I have to talk to y'all about these apartments that I used to live in. Okay, now if you guys do not know, I recently graduated from my college, but there's these apartments that I literally lived in throughout the whole duration of me being at my university. And y'all, when I tell you that I've never been in Section 8 apartments. Okay, I have never in my life been inside Section 8 apartments, but I will be the first one to tell you that these apartments was worse than Section 8 housing. Okay, so we're gonna get straight into the story time, and this story is gonna have several parts because a lot of shit happened throughout the years of me living in these apartments. But this story time is just going to be story time number one. This is like the introduction to living in these apartments. So boom, I did not know nothing about these apartments, and if you guys do not know Bozo is the one who introduced me to these apartments. Now, if you guys don't know Bozo was my friend. Basically, Bozo had told me that these apartments were being made, and she basically told me to apply and see if I could get approved so we could be roommates. Now, I was a transfer student. I was coming from a community college. Bozo, however, was already at that college. She was already at that school, and she lived on campus, but she wanted to move off of campus. So, and these apartments were off of campus. So she thought, shit, why don't I just move into these new apartments? You know, they're new, they're gonna, you know, we're not thinking that these apartments are gonna be bad. We're thinking these are new apartments, you know, this is off campus. Like, you know, like I said, I had no idea about these apartments, but she knew, and she told me to just apply there. And I already kind of had it in my head that I really did not want to live on campus, because living on campus just has so many rules within itself, and I just kind of liked my own space and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that living on campus you don't get that, but you already know, like, when you live on campus, you know, you have RAs, like they can decide to come inside and, like, you know, check your room. And we were supposed to have the same type of rules like that on campus was having, because even though these apartments were off campus, it was still apartments for the school. But y'all, when I get into this story time, y'all will understand that the school, I don't know what type of apartments these were, but the school just made, I don't know, it was stupidity, okay, if you ask me. So we are going to call the apartments Downey apartments. We are going to call them apartments. Now, if you guys went to PV, or if you know about PV, you know what apartments I'm talking about. I don't even have to say the name. These apartments have the worst reputation at PV. Everybody know these apartments were trash, right? So I applied to the housing because I didn't want a room with Bozo, but you know, I wanted to, I remember I told you guys in my other story time, something told me not to room with Bozo. Like, something told me not to room with Bozo. So I was kind of skeptical of rooming with her. But at the same time, I was like, even if I do not room with Bozo, I'll still stay in those apartments and just get a random set of roommates, right? These apartments started getting built during... When did these apartments start getting built? I think these apartments started getting built in like May, right? And school starts in August. So these apartments started getting built in May. School starts in August. And, you know, we're watching, they're showing us the updates on Twitter and stuff like that. So, you know, me and Bozo's sending me the updates. I don't really have, like I said before, I was a transfer student. This was going to be my first year at the university. So I had no idea about these apartments. I didn't know what was going on. And that is the reason why, I don't know if you guys remember, in my Bozo story time, I told you guys that she was going around telling people that I was begging to be her roommate, but she couldn't be my roommate because I was troublesome. Bozo, how was I begging to be your roommates for apartments that I never even knew nothing about? BFFR. What does that spell? Be fucking for real. How can I beg to be your roommates for apartments that I have no idea about? Like, how did I know to apply to those apartments? Because you told me, because you wanted to be my roommate. Like, just the way Bozo would lie, it was just weird. Like, it just was weird. And it's like, I know this is not the story time for that, but it's like, I don't know, Bozo was just such a liar. Like, like she just lied about dumb shit. Like, girl, just be honest and say, hey, I wanted Irene to be my roommate, but as time went on, I thought to myself that might not be a good idea. But don't go around telling people that I was begging to be your roommate. Like, bitch, nobody was begging to be your roommate. Like, when you asked to be my roommate, I knew it was a bad idea. So how would I be begging to be your roommate? Like, girl, get out of here. Back to the story time. So basically, Bozo would send me updates of these apartments, and I'll just be like, oh, okay, like, you know, they're building it or whatnot. Tell me why the ending of July came around, and y'all, when I tell you guys, when I tell you guys, these apartments, like, you can still see the dust on the ground. And I have some videos here, and I'm going to put it here in the video so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Hurry up, bro. We don't
right
even...
here. Around your campus.
Look at this. We don't even have a parking you can still see the dust on the damn ground. Now, I think towards the ending of July or the beginning of August, we were supposed to go up to the school and get our keys, get our signed leases. They wanted us to sign the lease in person. Like, these people were so ghetto. They didn't even have like a website where you could sign the lease online. Like, they had people driving up to the school to sign the lease for the people who lived in Texas at the moment or lived in Houston and could pull up real quick. So we literally drove up to the apartments, not the actual apartments, because the leasing office wasn't even made yet. There was this house that was near the apartments, like this vacant house, y'all. Like, this house was an abandoned house that was right near the apartments. They basically had us in that house signing the lease. Like, it was packed. It was just ghetto. Like, the whole setup was ghetto. We should have known then that this was tomfoolery bullshit, but I don't know, you know, it was too late. School was about to start in like 2 more weeks, and it was too late. Like, it was too late to make any changes. Campus was packed out. Like, housing on campus was packed out. It was too late, okay? So at this point in time, I went with my dad, and we went and ended up signing the lease or whatnot. We got the keys, we got the information and everything, and my daddy's looking at me like, are you sure you want to live here? And I'm looking at my dad like, I don't got no choice. Like, I don't have no choice. Like, it's too late. Like, it's too late to apologize. It's too late. Like, bitch, it's too late. You feel me? At this point in time, school ends up starting, y'all. Tell me why the apartments weren't built. They sent an email to us basically saying that we are sorry to inform you. Apartments are not ready yet. We will get the apartments ready soon. We will email you guys when the apartments are ready. Now, for people who are from Houston, it's still an inconvenience because now I have to commute to school. I have to commute from my house to the school every day because the apartments are not ready. But for the people who are not from Houston, from the people who are from Dallas, from the people who are from out of state, you mean to tell me that you tell us last minute that the apartments are not ready? So now at this point, everybody's going in an uproar on social media. Like, everyone's complaining, and like, it is bad because people are like, okay, well, where am I supposed to stay? Like, I had people like tweeted like, I am from Dallas, like, where do y'all expect us to stay type shit. Like, it was bad, y'all. It was mad bad. And like, they were like, oh, we're sorry for the inconvenience, but we don't know what to tell you. And like, people were basically asking them like, are y'all gonna go ahead and give us back? Because some people had to stay in hotels was close to the school until the apartments were built, and people were asking them like, are y'all gonna compensate us for that? And they basically were saying no. That's basically what they were saying. They basically said no, like, it's not happening. So at this point in time, I'm looking at this school and I'm like, what's going on? After a week, my apartments got ready. So my apartments were ready and I moved in, right? Everything just looked normal, y'all. They still had not fully built the other side of the apartment complex. So they were still trying to build this one side, but they hadn't even built the whole other side, y'all. The whole other side was looking like I kid you guys not, the other side was just wood, bricks, dust on the ground, not even concrete. They didn't even make a concrete yet. They made a concrete on our side, y'all. This apartment complex, as soon as you pull your car in and drive in, bitch, dust starts polluting all over your car. That's how much this shit was unfinished, y'all. Literally, my apartment was finished the other side, the other apartment weren't finished. Like, it was just so ghetto, and I was just looking like, ew, like this is just a hot mess, right? So by the time 3 weeks passed on, everybody on the side that we were on, everyone apartments ended up getting built finally. Y'all, they built these apartments so fast that it was a shit show. So let me first tell you what started happening. So the first thing that started happening was mold. That was the very first thing that started happening. And y'all, and it's funny because it's like a lot of people make fun of my voice, because a lot of people ask me, why do I talk like my voice is stuffed up? Bitch. And I don't mean to call y'all bitches, but for the people that keep asking those type of questions, you need to listen to this story time, because you guys are gonna understand why. The reason why my voice sounds stuffed up is because I lived with mold for how long did I stay at that school? For 4 years, y'all. 4 years. Damn near all the apartment complexes had mold. All of it. My voice did not sound this stuffed up until I attended that school and until I attended those apartments. And I didn't even know I had mold until I didn't even know I had mold that school year until damn near the ending of the school year, when everybody started complaining about mold. I didn't think I had mold because the people who were complaining about having mold, it was visible. Like, it was in their wall, it was on their ceilings, it was in the restroom. I had mold in my closet, and I did not know I had mold in my closet because I had my clothes, I had my shoes, everything like was cleaned out, until one day I did a deep clean. And I don't know about you guys, but when I do deep cleans, especially for my closet, I take everything out. Like, I take damn near everything out and I re-put it all together. Bitch, I'm cleaning. Bitch, I'm cleaning. Bitch, I thought I was a fucking maid. Bitch, I'm cleaner or whatnot. And I take out everything, and tell me why there is literally mold just sitting plastered all against the wall. Like, there's mold plastered all against the wall. And the closet in those first apartments that I stayed in were right next to my bed, and everything made sense, y'all, because let me tell y'all, there were days where I could not breathe. When I tell you I could not breathe, I could not breathe. And I could not understand for the life of me why I couldn't breathe. Like, not on no funny shit. I know some of y'all about to laugh, but bitch, I thought I couldn't breathe because I was fat. Like, not on no funny shit. Like, I used to be like, I used to be thinking, damn, bitch, you need to lose weight. But bitch, I couldn't breathe because I had mold sitting right next to me. So at this point in time, when I ended up taking all the clothes out, I literally looked and I was like, I was so shocked, y'all. So I went in and I put a maintenance request. Let me tell you one thing about these apartments. You don't need to put in maintenance requests because they don't pay attention to those maintenance requests, okay? They don't pay attention to those maintenance requests. When I finish this story, you guys are gonna laugh because, it's a lot more to this story, y'all. Basically, I called these people and they did not pay attention to the maintenance request. Like, they literally would ignore your shit. You literally have to either go up to the office and tell them that you put in a maintenance request, call the office several times and bother them, or go talk to the workers that used to work out there. And the workers would not want to talk to you. Like, I remember, because mind you, these are the workers they're still trying to build the other side of the apartment complex. So they used to be on that the go-karts. They used to have go-karts. So I remember I wouldn't even put in maintenance requests. I used to just go, like, walk up on them and tell them, hey, I live in an apartment building at such and such this is happening, come and fix it now. Like, I didn't even used to put in maintenance requests because maintenance requests, they didn't look at it, to say the least. Tell me why when I would go to try to talk to the workers will see me and get in their go-karts and drive far to the other side of the apartment building. Mind you, I'm on foot, bitch. I'm not finna chase a go-kart. If a go-kart wanna go, then it needs to go. So I'm just looking at it like, what the hell? Like, bitch, that's not what your job is to do. Run away from the students. We put in a maintenance request, y'all ignoring us. It was a hot mess. Lo and behold, so many people started complaining about it being mold. There were people that were getting sick. There were people that started suing them. Tell me why. We didn't even know this, but tell me why Downey Hill, we're gonna call it Downey Hill Apartments. Tell me why Downey Hill Apartments, basically the person that was the owner of the apartments, was, I'm not sure, I might be saying this wrong, but the person that was the owner of those apartments were basically they represented the city in the area that we lived in. So the people that were suing them were losing the cases. Like, we were taking them to court and they were losing because they were basically the representatives of in the courtroom. Like, so they were winning the cases. Like, people were suing them left and right because some people got really, really sick and they were like showing medical bills of people going to the hospital. Like, y'all, mold can kill you. Mold can kill you. If you guys do not know, mold, having too much mold, breathing in too much mold can shut down your lungs and kill you. And that is the reason why there were days where I could not breathe, y'all. Like, I remember I would be sitting in my bed thinking that I was gonna die. Like, not on no funny shit. I would be thinking that I was gonna die. And you know the funny thing? I would feel like I couldn't breathe when I was in my room, but when I would go to campus for class, I would feel fine. I'll be breathing fine. I'll be like, everything will be good. But as soon as I sat in my bed, because my closet was right near my bed, as soon as I sat in my bed for like a good hour or so, I could not breathe. And I was so confused as to why I couldn't breathe. Bitches, because I had mold in the room. Now let me get into the second part of this whole apartment horror story. I stayed on the first floor. See me, bitch, I'm a lazy bitch. Bitch, I don't like stairs. The only time that, I mean, I have stairs in my house. Of course, I have to climb. I have no choice. But bitch, the only type of stairs that I will climb and, you know, not be upset about is the stair climber. Other than that, bitch, I don't like living on the second and third floor. I do not, especially when I move my stuff inside. I do not have time to be, you know, running up the second and third floor and I'm carrying a packet of water. I don't have the time. So I always requested the first floor. Like, I always said, if it ain't the first floor, I don't want it, right? Bitch, I should have requested the second or the third floor, because tell me why they built these apartments so badly to the point where whenever it rained, water would get inside my room. Yes, y'all heard me very correctly. Water will get inside of my room whenever it rained. And I don't know what was going on, but it rained so much that school year. I remember that I would be like in class and it would rain. And mind you, in the beginning, I did not know that this is what was happening, because the water that would come inside of our room would be in the corner of the room where, like, if you could kind of disguise it. So, but there was one time it rained so badly and I was on campus and I came home, y'all, my whole floor of my room was wet, including my carpet. Like, you know, I had a little carpet in front of my bed. That whole bitch was soaking wet. My restroom floor wet, everything wet. And I was just so confused because I couldn't for the life of me think, like, what happened? Like, I was so confused. I'm like, how did this water get in here? Come to find out, y'all, you know how, like, I can't even just describe it. Like, basically, y'all, because I lived on the first floor, they made our apartment so cheap to the point where water could easily get through from the outside of the walls into the inside of our apartments. Every single time it rained, water came in. Then on top of that, the way they set up the apartments, water was able to get inside the apartments as well if you were on the first floor. So basically, the water will flood to the front door of our apartment complex and come inside the actual apartment housing. Now, let me tell you how bad this gets, because, you know, I was sitting up here and I was thinking, like, oh, wow, like, you know, that's bad. You know, I'm thinking that the people on the first floor had it bad. Oh, no, hun. Tell me why they built the roofing of these apartments so bad to the point where it was raining so hard one day and the water was able to get through the third floor of this person's apartment. It was able to shoot through the second floor, and all this person's shoes got flooded, and it basically, the whole floor, the person was recording it, the whole entire floor collapsed. All this person's clothes, shoes, done. And it was a girl. She was so angry. And guess what Downey Hill said? Downey Hill said that they didn't have nothing to do with it. Yep. These were the apartments we were living in, y'all. These were the apartments that we were living in. And I can guarantee you that they would never do this to a PWI. Because we are an HBCU, they did not take us serious. I don't want nobody in the comments to say, why didn't y'all report them? We reported them. We wrote petitions. We took them to court. We did so many things, y'all. They literally had an excuse for every single reason as to why they weren't at fault for what happened. The problem is these people built these apartments way too quick, and basically it was literally tumbling before our eyes. Another thing is people's cars were getting messed up because they put cheap cement in the floor that was causing huge potholes. So literally, bitch, I thought I was going through a bumper cart race when I used to drive inside the apartment. Bitch, I used to be just to get to my parking spot. Y'all, I'm telling you, Section 8 ain't have nothing on these apartments. I'm not even being funny. Let's go ahead and top it off. Let's go ahead and top it off. The reason, and I know some people about to get mad at this comment, I really don't care. The reason why people don't take black people serious is because black people don't take black people serious at times. Tell me why black people started robbing us. Our classmates started robbing us. People started getting their apartments broken into. People started getting their cars broken into left and right, y'all. When I tell you, these people, y'all, dumb ass people gave everyone the same key to the same apartments. Somehow people found out. I guess it was a mistake, but the crooks found out. And if you guys are not understanding what I'm saying, let me break it down for you. Each apartment has a different key. These people accidentally made the same exact key for a plethora of apartments. So basically what these crooks were doing, what these robbers were doing, mind you, the people that were breaking into people's houses, people's apartments and people's cars were people who attended the school. There were people who attended the school. There were guys our age. It was people who attended the school that was doing this shit. Basically, somehow, some way, some of the students found out that some of our keys aligned with other people's housing keys. Basically, what people were doing was going inside of people's keys and twisting it to see if they could get in. And they were able to get in, and they were robbing people at gunpoint. They were taking people's shoes. They were stealing money. They were stealing a whole bunch of stuff. And we reported it to Downey Hill Apartments. And of course, y'all, class, y'all done been watching this video for 20 minutes. So if I ask you what happened and you don't tell me, you don't write down in the comment section what happened, don't ever watch my videos again. Class, what happened when we reported it to Downey Hill Apartments? Thank you. They said it didn't have nothing to do with them. These are people who gave us the same key. And I went to go confirm it. Baby, I went down the street to these girls' apartments that I was cordial with. Tell me why my key was able to open up their door. I tell you, all of us was looking like, nah, what is this? Like, what is this? Like, mind you, they had all these rules. No visitation. You cannot have animals. This, and that. Like, they had all these rules in this trash ass apartment. Bitch, y'all should not have no rules. No rules whatsoever. So tell me why my friend got her car broken into. Somebody broke into her car. I do not remember what they took, but somebody broke into her car. That's another thing, y'all. Some of the managers lived in the apartments. Like, they actually lived in the apartments. Mind you, some of these managers that lived in the apartments, they did not attend the school. Like, they did not attend that school, but they lived in the apartments. I'm guessing they had like one of the guys was talking to me. He was a RA at first. And if you guys do not know what an RA is, it's basically like students who are in charge of like coming through the apartments and making sure that the apartments are clean, making sure they're fine. You know, it's a job at a campus to make sure that the apartments, that the dorms or the apartments are clean and fine, right? We had RAs in the beginning of the school year. I think by the ending of that school year, they got rid of RAs because the RAs were not really doing much, and majority of the RAs were cool with the students. So it was kind of very hard for them to really do what they needed to do because, yeah, whatever. So basically, tell me why I was talking to the RAs, and the RAs were telling me that the managers basically get free housing. So if they live there, they they don't have to pay for rent or whatnot. So tell me why my friend got her car broken into. I forgot what they stole from her car, and she went to go report it to the general manager. Mind you guys, I forgot to add this part in the story, but let me tell you right now. Basically, in the beginning of the school year, they had security cameras sitting up top, up high. So when my friend got her car broken into, she requested that they looked at the security cameras because her car was right in front of the security cameras to see who broke into her car. Y'all, tell me why them security cameras were just there as a prop. The manager literally told her those are not real security cameras. Y'all, when I tell you we was living in hell, we was literally living in hell, y'all. I kid you not. Tell me why his bitch ass told my friend, I live here, I ain't never got robbed. Mind you, y'all, might I add, there are people reporting left and right on social media that they've been robbed. People reporting left and right in the office that they've been robbed. But you ain't never been robbed? Okay. So because you have never been robbed, we're lying, right? Because you have never been robbed, we're lying. We're not telling the truth, bro. Like, we really need to speak up and let it be know what it is. We really need to start telling the truth. So at this point in time, y'all, I'm just looking like this is a hot mess. This is a hot freaking mess. Now, throughout this whole time, the other side is still getting built. They are building this other side delicate, y'all. They are building this other side nice. They are building this other side. They're taking their sweet time. It took them months to finish that other. It took them a long time to finish that other side. Mind you, they finished our side in 3 months. It took them like damn near a whole school year to finish that other side, right? So tell me why there were rumors going around saying that they were going to give that other side to the football players and stuff like that and the athletes. I'm looking at them like, why y'all giving this whole other side to just the athletes? Then they turned around and said that they're going to turn that other side into housing. Like basically, housing for people who did not attend the school, who just wanted to live in apartments. So I'm looking at them like, so y'all giving the students the bad side of the apartments, but y'all giving people who don't live in the, people who don't attend the school, y'all giving them the good side of the apartments? Shouldn't y'all be giving, shouldn't this, is this not a housing apartment? Like, I understand that these apartments are not on campus, but this is still a housing apartment for the school. By the ending of the school year, the guy who told my friend that he's been living in the apartments and nothing has happened to him, he got fired. It was just too much. This man, yeah, when I tell you guys, this man was so lazy, y'all. When I tell you guys, this man was so lazy. He used to argue with the parents. He used to argue with the students. He did not care. It's like he just, to me, I don't know. I got vibes on some like, I'm living here for free. Fuck what y'all gotta say. That's the vibes I got. Like those are the vibes that I got from him. Every time somebody complained to him about something, he was on some like, shit, I'm living here for free. What y'all complaining about? Like, it look good to me. Duh, look good to you. They ain't charging you to do nothing. And then on top of that, you getting paid on top of that. Duh, you don't care. Duh, ain't nothing happening to you. So y'all, these apartments was by far the worst apartments ever. So they ended up firing him, and they ended up hiring another general manager, and we are going to call her, we're gonna call her Messy, because that's what she is, okay? And I know, y'all, I know. This is a sneak peek, y'all. This is a sneak peek to this horror story, because I have like 2 or 3 other stories to talk about Messy, y'all. So I just wanted to give you guys an introduction to this story. I don't want to start talking about what Messy did, because if I start talking about what Messy did, we gonna be here all night. And I know some of y'all would like for me to be here all night, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm tired, okay? So we are going to get into the introduction of Messy. We are going to get into the introduction about how she was a way worse manager than this first guy. And how when she got hired, shit just went down to shit. Like, shit just went left. But what I will say is, when Messy got hired, she did I think she installed cameras or whatnot, so the robbing stopped, the robberies kind of stopped, the breaking into people's cars stopped, because they hired surveillance. So they hired surveillance cameras, and they also hired patrol guys to literally drive the up and down the apartment throughout the whole night, because that's when the robbery took place. The robberies took place a lot at night. So basically they hired a lot of people, and then they gave us new keys. I know some people are about to ask, did y'all get new keys? Yes. After everybody started attacking them and going back and forth with them and shit, they gave all of us new keys. And I was just like, duh, like, y'all, that's what y'all should have done from the beginning. Instead of they were really trying to argue with us, saying that they did not give us the same keys. Bro, if people are going to people's houses, if I'm able to go to my friend's house and twist the door with my key and that bitch is opening, y'all gave us the same key. Like, what are you talking about? Like, these people did not take responsibility for none of their actions, bro. They did not take responsibilities for nothing. Nothing, y'all. And these were one of the worst apartments that I've ever lived in. And I know, there's going to be somebody in the comments that's going to say, why didn't you move out? Why did you stay there for 4 years? Why did you say? Just listen to the story. Listen to when I'm done with everything before you guys ask those type of questions. You guys will understand why I did what I did at the very ending of this series. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please go and be sure to give it a thumbs up. I'm actually very excited to tell this series, because I always feel like I'm not complaining, but I always feel like I'm talking about a story time where I was about to beat somebody's ass, or like a crazy friend story time, or I'm always complaining about a guy. I'm so excited to start this series because this is so different. Like, this is an apartment horror stories, and it don't have so much to do with my roommate. And yeah, y'all, and for the people who watch my roommate horror stories and be like, you the problem, guys, can y'all imagine that I was going through all that shit with my roommates plus what I'm about to tell y'all now? Like, it was a lot, y'all. Like, this was not just, I kid y'all not, like, I kept quiet because I wanted to leave the apartments after saying this, because some of the people in the leasing office knew I had a YouTube, and I did not have time for them to be doing tomfoolery. If they seen my YouTube and they seen I was talking shit about them, I didn't have time for them to be doing tomfoolery with me. So I was waiting to graduate to tell y'all this story. But y'all want to buckle up y'all seatbelt, because Messi had me oh so effed up. Like, when I tell you I was gonna slap this lady, I was going to slap this lady across her face, y'all. Across her damn face, because she had me messed up. So y'all, let's get this video a thumbs up. It helps me a lot. Giving me a thumbs up helped me a lot. So before you guys click on this video, be sure to get this video a thumbs up. And also be sure to comment. If you guys are excited for this series, let me know. I want to hear y'all feedback. And for the people who constantly, like I said before, ask me over and over again, why does my voice sound stuffed up? It's because I lived with Mode for 4 years. Okay, so cut me some damn slack, because I be seeing them comments. I see y'all comments, okay? Okay? I can't control it. I am permanently effed up. If you guys have a cure, let me know, though. Bye, y'all.